you. I'm not checking. I'm not checking. You guys do that. What do you mean, Danny Hoffman? Oh, come on. Oh, hi, Jay. Oh my God. That's amazing. Good to see you. I didn't know that you knew Lauren. That's insane. I know them all. I'm sure you do. Oh, so good. So good. We should catch up offline. How's your family? Nice. Awesome. Do you still have, or I'm sure it's not the same dog, sadly, but you had a big, huge dog. It was like a German Shepherd, but it wasn't a German. Yes, a Leonberger. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, guys. Jay, oh, you got a new one. If you stayed, that would be awesome. But otherwise, definitely we'll catch up. Hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody who's new. Awesome. And welcome everybody who has been here over the last couple months. I'm so grateful for you guys. Today is your markets and mindset session. Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Central Time. Does anybody have any questions before I jump in? No questions. Okay. So for those of you who are new, I just started this about 3 weeks ago. The usual protocol is breath work, and then we go into the meditation exercises. And oftentimes the meditation exercises lead us into concepts about the market. And sometimes they're interwoven and sometimes they're separate. That said, about 4 weeks ago, I started to incorporate a little bit of body movement. Of course, I can't see you guys and what you're doing and how long you've already sat at your screens. I just want to ensure while you're in my container, so to speak, that I take care of you and your health and your mindset, the whole thing, right? Your mind, your soul, your body, etc. Your spirit. So if you haven't gotten up and gone to the bathroom to go get a glass of water or your electrolytes or even a little bit of nourishment, I would encourage you to do that before we get into this work. If you haven't done it yet, then go ahead and give yourself permission to take a couple seconds, minutes to go grab what you need to make yourself comfortable for the next 55 minutes, 60 minutes. Once you've done that, then I would encourage you to start moving your body even while you're sitting. And some of you, like myself, I stand quite often. So just move around toe to head. So start at the bottom. You can flex your feet, point your feet. You can even, if your shoes are off and whether you're wearing socks or not, you could spread your toes, crunch your toes, right? So keeping with the concepts of always contraction and expansion, but see how that feels within your body. And you can even do it with all your muscles all the way up from your toes to the top of your head. So you start with your feet. You can rotate your ankles, like I said, from feet up, yeah? And then maybe swing your legs as if you would when you were a kid and you played around. If you're in your chair, if you're not, you can just bend and straighten your legs if you're standing and just shift from side to side. You get the idea. So this time though, in order to open up your hips, I'd like you to take a figure 4. So whether you're seated or standing, you can cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee. You can use your desk as a balance tool for balance as you just sit even deeper or shift your hips back if you're sitting in a seat, right? So you're going to get your quad, your hip, maybe a little bit of your lower leg. Just see how that feels as you shift back, you shift around. Maybe it's just enough to have the open cross of your ankle to your thigh. And then go ahead and switch. So rest your right leg down and then bring your left ankle to your right, or just above your right knee. And then just wiggle if you're in your chair back so you can feel that stretch along your left thigh. And if you're standing, you can bend and extend your right leg just to feel any type of depth within your legs and in your hips. And once you're finished with that, you can rest your left leg on the floor. And then let's take a little bit of twist in our spine. So you can reach your arms up and then go ahead and rest your left hand to your right thigh and reach behind, whether it's a wall, a chair, a couch, if you're seated, right? So you get the drift. If there's something behind you, you'll take your right hand. Maybe you're even seated on the floor. And as you inhale, because we start to engage with our breath, you're going to want to incline your body straight up. And then exhale, take a deeper twist. And then come back to center, reach your arms up again, and then you'll do the opposite. So reach your right arm to the outside of your left thigh, twist. You can even shift your gaze behind you and use your breath. So inhale, lengthen, lengthen, and then exhale as you contract your breath, then turn a little bit deeper. And then go ahead and release that. Maybe shake your arms out a little bit and start to just roll your shoulders back and down and then shift forward. You can even do a full circle with your arms, one direction, then the other direction. What's the point here? The point is to move your body, to shift whatever's been going on in your mind. When we sit behind our screens, we're very heavy. So in our thoughts, very much quiet as we listen and watching. We're so intent and focused and maybe even sidetracked with other things that are going on in our lives that it's just very much up here. So through the movement, take your other arm, if you haven't already, each direction in your shoulders. So through the movement, we're going to shift back into the awareness in our body. And why would we do that? Because it's very, very unbalanced to be up here all the time for as many hours as we are in front of our screens. Okay, so now that we've done our shoulders, let's do a little bit of our head and the neck. So as we've done before, take your right hand to the left side of your head and gently just stretch the left side of your neck. You can close your eyes. You can even shift your gaze down towards the floor, towards your right armpit on a diagonal. These are gentle movements. You can breathe into the stretch always. I encourage you to do more beyond this, but if this is all you give yourself, that's great. And if you don't do it as I'm cueing it, that's okay too. Maybe next time you'll engage. And then let's go ahead and switch. So bring your head back to center and take your left palm to the right side, just above your ear, and just gently stretch your right side of your neck. And then shift your gaze down on a diagonal. And then come back to center. Okay, so hopefully you feel a little bit better. Not that you didn't feel bad to begin with, but at least the energy has shifted a little bit. And maybe you even feel like you're more energized, which is also a great thing. So now as we get started, this is where you'll find all our activities. So if you look on the screen, this is tradeanchors.com. Let's see if I can type it. Okay, this is where all our Wednesday activities sit. So you'll click on the tool suite. And here I've changed it around. If you missed last week, I've shifted things around so that in the first section, if you can, let's say you need to reset in the moment, you want to arrive before the open, there's certain activities that I've put under there to categorize. But beyond that, on the weekly basis, you'll find most of our information in here in the awareness layer. So, and the card that's always highlighted is the card, the current Wednesday week. So today we're going with name the market. When you click on it, obviously the activity will appear. Okay, and let's get started to breath. So first we've tackled the movement part. Let's move on to the breath work part. Just for today, we're going to go through, around 3 rounds of 3-second inhales and 6-second exhales, always working towards expanding your exhale length to get really into the grounding of your mind, your body, your spirit. Again, so very much up here, we're going to pull you all the way down to your feet so that you can feel whole and balanced, okay, to tackle the rest of your day or whatever else you got going on. All right, so let's get started for breath work. Shift your, let's go ahead and shift your, wherever you are, go ahead and shift your, well, I'm looking for a word that I can't find, but let's go ahead and find comfort in your seat. So if you're standing, go ahead and sit down because we'll work from the breath work all the way into the meditations. Okay, and once you've found your comfortable seat, go ahead and close your eyes. And let's go very much inward. So take inventory of what's happening within your body. So we just moved it, so things are shifting. And just notice if your shoulders are leaning a little bit more towards your desk, and go ahead and shift your shoulders back so they stack over your hips. It's just a slight habit we tend to do as humans. And then once you've shifted your hips, or excuse me, your shoulders over your hips, then go ahead and drop your lower back, so your glutes, so you can even find more length as you inhale. Start with your breath, lengthen up, and then exhale, let it go. Okay, so let's do 2 more breaths. Breathe in and then exhale. Just normal inhales, exhales, just a little bit more focus. And then 1 more inhale, breathe in through your nose, and big open mouth exhale, let it go. Okay, so let's get started on 3-6 cycles. So as you inhale through your nose, 1, 2, 3. You'll exhale for 6 counts. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's do that again. Inhale for 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Breathe in for 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll give you a couple minutes to work on that yourself. So again, it's count of 3 for your inhales, a count of 6 on your exhales. The intention here is to continue to ground and bring balance to the body, the mind, the spirit. So perhaps you were having difficulties in front of the screens this morning. Perhaps you had a fantastic morning. Either way, you've shifted the adrenaline and the dopamine in your body, and we're just coming back to center using our breath first, beyond the movement. And if you feel like you've lost count, that's totally okay. That's a good sign. Your body is starting to relax, coming out of fight or flight, coming into rest and digest. And just one more minute here. If you'd like to even play around with it more, you can increase your inhale and double your exhale count always. So if you increase your inhale to 4, you double your exhale to 8. And I know you're a bunch of overachievers, so if you'd like to continue on, do that. But if you just are super content with where you're at, then keep it with the 3 count inhales and the 6 count exhales. And you can go ahead and relax your breath and just come back to your normal breath. And just take inventory how you feel. A little bit different than when we started. Knowing you've already given yourself the opportunity to move a little bit, get back into your body, and now just align the breath, your muscles, your mind into one state of calm. And go ahead and stay here in this space. So the meditation that we're going to work with today is what I term 3 sides of you. So there's always a side of you can think of it as the devil and the angel, right? One's on your shoulder, the other one's on the other shoulder, and then you're in the middle, and that's your true, authentic self in balance. We're going to somewhat work with the feelings of specific emotions. I wouldn't say that they're negative emotions because they do benefit us in some ways, but we'll stick to the left side of your body. When I cue them, you'll focus on experiencing the tougher emotions on your left side of your body. And on your right side of your body, you're going to, as I cue them, experience them in your right side of your body, the more blissful, other end of the spectrum emotions. Again, there's not a good or bad to these emotions. They're here for us to bring awareness as to where in the body these type of sensations cue us and then sit. And then you have the choice. The more awareness that we have in the emotions that we carry, you have the choice to linger with them or let them go. And how long? So how sometimes if we need to linger in these sensations to really wake ourselves up and to shift and make change, we can linger in them a little bit longer than most or more. Okay. So, and then maybe some of them are just like, you know what, let it go. So again, left side are going to be the tougher, the more challenging emotions for us. And then right side will be the easier, more blissful, but not to say they may be challenging to you, right? Because we're all different. So we'll go through it together and take another deep breath in and big exhale out. Okay. So let's begin. Now, on the left side of your body, I want you to focus on the sensation and the emotion of anxiousness. And this could be as surface level or as in depth as you'd like it. Just tune in. Maybe you think of an experience that provides this sensation of anxiety, right? So sometimes I feel anxious even before I get to the screens. Like, how is this day going to play out? Sometimes I'm just more calm than others, but that's sometimes I can carry that level of anxiety. So what does it feel like in your body? Can you feel your fists curl? This is left side only. So focus on the left side of your body, embracing the sensation of anxiousness. And not only do we carry the energy internally, we also emit that same energy. So can you feel the air around the left side of your body a little bit different? And then you get to decide how long you want to linger in it. And perhaps you've already brought an experience to mind. So you choose. Is it worth your time to sit with it? Or is it time to let it go? Let's hold on for one more minute here. As comfortable as it may be, hang with it. Just notice, you're observing. You're taking note of how this feels in your body. Hang tight. Just a few more seconds. I know. Let it go. Let it go. Shake it out. You could even shake your hand out. You could shake your leg out, whatever you need. Just let it go. And take a deep breath in. And then exhale it out. And let's tune in to the right side of our body with the sensation of calm. So maybe you think of an experience that brings you that feeling of calm. Maybe it's before you sit down in front of the screens. Maybe it's when you go sit outside for 5 minutes. But honor that sensation and the visualization of what brings you that sense of calm, that sense of peace. And notice the feeling internally and externally, right? So inside the body and then outside. Is the air different? Is it thinner? Is it more open? And again, you have the choice to decide how long you'd like to linger in it, always. If you want longer, you'll say, I need a couple more minutes. If it's time to let it go, you let it go, right? This is to bring muscle memory into your body to recognize what serves you at what point, in what circumstance, each moment throughout your day. So we're exaggerating these emotions so that you can really, really tune in and be mindful as to what serves you on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so take that calm. You have one more minute. And really enjoy it. Or maybe not. Maybe calm is a little bit more difficult for you. So just honor that. And then we'll go ahead and let that go. And go ahead, you can, if you feel you need to shake that out on your right side, then go ahead and shake that out. Let's bring yourself back into the middle. So the neutral version of you as the observer, right? So your whole being comprised of the times you're anxious and the times that you're calm. So just come to the space of neutrality. Maybe it'll benefit you to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And take a deep breath in. And then exhale it out, release. And 2 more times, breathe in. And exhale it out. One more time, breathe in. And exhale it out. Okay. Let's move on to the next set. So on your left-hand side, we'll focus on the sensation of impatience. So impatience and anxious, they run along the same lines, but they certainly are not the same. And especially when it comes to execution, if you're not using an auto execution tool. But certainly you may even see this play out in other aspects in your life. So let's exploit the sensation so you can actually feel it as you've created it. So create that sensation of impatience on the left side of your body. So what does it feel like? Can you feel your heart just start to patter a little bit more? Can you feel your shoulders start to crunch up, left shoulder? Maybe your, if you're seated, maybe your heel of your left foot rises, right? So you contract your calf. Just hang tight with it and just notice. It's the sensation of impatience. We won't be here too long, but you get to decide. The more you acknowledge the feelings and the emotions and acknowledge the connection that they exist internally and externally, you can then decide in the moment when it occurs, when you're aware of it, whether or not to linger or switch it out. So what's going to benefit your health, your mind, your body, your spirit more? And again, sometimes you need to linger in the stuff that doesn't feel good to really get yourself to move and shift out. Okay, a few more seconds. Hang tight. All right, let that go. Shake it out. Keep your eyes closed. Let it go. Take a couple breaths on your own. Let it go. And you can almost feel the imbalance between the two sides, between the exercises. So just tune in. Right? This is allowing you to be more present in your mind, your body, your spirit. I can't say it enough. Okay, let's shift focus into your right side of your body, into the concept of feeling the sensation of patience. What does patience feel like in your body? Is it loose? Is it soft? Can you feel the energetic flow between your limbs on the right side of your body? Now, can you feel the sensation of patience internally and then how it emits from inside of your body? That means your muscles, your tissues, your organs externally. This is how you walk into a room and you feel the energy of other people. Same concept. You're emitting that. So what does the emission of patience feel like? Can you even name it as beauty or a flower or brightness of a color? And then you get to decide how long you stay. Maybe you love the sensation of patience. You want to hang out here all day. So what does that even mean? It means you need to work on your impatience. So it comes naturally, right? So knowing that you love to hang out in patience, why it definitely would serve you to work on letting go the sensation of impatience, knowing how it doesn't serve you. So hang tight with the patience on the right side of your body. Maybe you're very impatient and patience is a little bit more tough for you. So you need more breath. So breathe, use your inhales, your exhales to really come back to the sense of calm, to embrace patience. And then let that go. All right, so let's come back to center, you, the neutral observer, and take 3 cleansing breaths Inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth. 2 more times. Breathe in through your nose. Big open mouth exhale, sigh it out. 1 more time. Breathe in. And then exhale it out. All right, let's go through another pair. Sadness versus joy. All right, so let's focus on the left side of your body and tune into the feeling of sadness. Now, we've all had sadness throughout our lives. We've experienced it in one way or another. Certainly, it's not the same between our experiences and quite often can be the same. However, how do you experience it in your body? We're going to focus on the left side. So tune into an experience, or even just say, where does sadness sit within my body and how does it sit? And when you ask the body, it will give you information back. So does sadness exist in like a stickiness? You can ask the consistency. You can ask the color. And quite often when things are less challenging for us and we're in a blissful state, we get to be more in tune with the brightness and the lightness of colors and visualizations. And sometimes when things are very challenging, it's harder to visualize and tune in. So you can ask the body questions if you're curious. So what does it feel like? Is it droopy? Is it just like muck? Just hang with it. Right? So you get to choose. It's a choice of how long you need to stay in this state. Outside of this session, of course. Or let it go. And go ahead and let that emotion of sadness go. You can, maybe you need to shake it out. Maybe you need to breathe it out. Let's tune into the right side of the body and experience joy. And just notice the difference between the immediacy of what the body cues you. So when I say joy and you experience joy on the right side, what does that feel like? Was it explosions within the body? Like, finally, like, oh, that last experience was gross and this is just so great, you know. Just notice that high, the low, because what happens is when we come back to the center, that's where we want to stay and be and exist as the observer in neutrality. So on the consciousness of joy and the awareness of joy, emitting it and internally, externally. Give you 1 more minute. And then go ahead and let that go. So come back to center, you in the middle, okay? The lines along your spine as the observer in a neutral space. And take 3 cleansing breaths. Breathe in. Maybe this time on your inhale, you can feel your breath expand through both sides of your body. The front, the sides, the back. And then exhale it out. Two more times. Breathe in all the way to your toes. Fill it. Fill your body up with new life force. Exhale it out. One more time. Breathe in. And then exhale it out. All right. So let's go with this. I think we have time for a couple more before we get to the next exercise. So let's focus on jealousy on the left side. And just tune in to what that concept means and feels like internally and externally. So notice the air that shifts when you think of the word and you focus on the one side of your body. Where else does it exist? Is it in your toes? Is it in your ankle? The thought of jealousy, and where does it come in? And the concept of, just comparison of others and others' experiences. I mean, we're human, we all do it. Maybe some more to an extent than others. What does it feel like? Right? Ask the body, does it even exist in my body? Maybe you don't even care. Maybe you're only, self-sufficient. You only care about what you're doing. You got your blinders on. That's totally cool too. Maybe it doesn't feel like anything. Right? This is just to bring awareness to you and your mind, body, spirit. So when you come to your screens or any experience in your life, you catch yourself, challenging or not, and get to decide in that emotion, is it worth me hanging because I need to understand more about what I'm feeling? Or is this really old patterns, old BS, old junk that I've learned along the way that it just doesn't serve me and I can let it go? All right, so hang with the sense of jealousy. Maybe it hits you in the left side of your back. Who knows? And then let it go. Cleanse it out. Move on to the right side of your body and focus on the happiness for others' success. All right, so there's enough out there for everyone. We're all sitting in in front of the screens, and maybe you see your colleagues and they say, yeah, I sold it here and bought it here, and that was a badass winner, excuse my language, and you're so happy for them. What does that look like? What does it look like a family member exceeding their goals? And what does it feel like internally, externally? Right? To help teach you how to be conscious of the air that you carry. And I feel like you're getting a hang of this, so you can go ahead and let that go and then come back to center, right, along your spine, space where you're neutral and you're the observer of all of this internally, externally around you, inside, and take 3 cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose, open mouth, exhale, let it go. Two more times. Breathe in. Exhale it out. One more time. Breathe in. And exhale it out. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's do this one. I think these guys, I think this is more important than the next exercise. So we'll get this done first and then see how much time we have in the other. All right, so let's go back to the awareness on our left side, and we're going to focus on the sensation of judgment. So what does it mean outside of being spelled wrong? What does judgment mean? What does it feel like in your body? Now, is this judgment of yourself? Is it judgment of others? So sometimes judgment is the first thing that comes before jealousy. So you're actually judging someone because you're jealous because they have something you don't have. So it could be, not always is, but know yourself, know your cues. This is teaching you awareness and how long you need to experience the sensation of judgment. And what does it feel like? Do your eyes crinkle already? Do you want to snarl your mouth? You know, are you like already tensing up? You can feel your fingertips. What does it feel like? Okay, to create hyper awareness so that you can focus on the fact that it really truly is unserving. And then you can let that go, shake it out, take an inhale, exhale, and then move on to your right side of your body and focus on the sensation of acceptance. And sometimes when you focus on the lighter sides or the less challenging of the emotions, they may bleed over to the other side, and that's totally okay, right? This is just your body saying, oh, it feels so good to be out of that. Right? Really overemphasizing what serves you to stay in balance. So focus on the acceptance. What colors? What does it feel like? Does immediately your body relax when you even say it in your mind? You can go ahead and let that go and take a breath in and out, and then come back to the center, right? All the way down, head to toe along the center of your body, the neutral observer, that's you in balance. Take 3 cleansing breaths. Breathe in and out. 2 more times. Breathe in and out. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Okay, last one, last pair. I'm going with lack. All right. So what does that mean? How does it feel? Does it catch you in your stomach on the left side of your stomach? Does it catch you maybe in your spleen or your pancreas? Does it, can you feel your stomach growl when you feel that sensation of lack? Does it just feel gross? What does lack even mean to you? So do you feel like lack is somewhat of a survival consciousness? Concept that doesn't even serve you. When you truly look around to what you have, it's so overabundant with things. And yet, when we have the losing trade, when we don't make our money for the day, then we feel like we're lacking. When it's just part of the career that we've chosen. But then it bleeds into everything else of lack. How does that feel? For me, it feels gross. And I want you to let that go. So shake that off, that sensation of lack. Let it go. And now bring to your right side of your body the sensation of gratitude. What does gratitude feel like? That overabundance of things that you have in your life, that you look around, you see the sky is pretty, the trees are gorgeous, the flowers are blooming, you have your computers in front of you. That is so far from lack. And so you just focus on the gratitude of having all these things, your mind, your body, your spirit, that even allow you to come to your office, to sit in your chair, sense of gratitude and thanks, and the people around you who support you in your endeavors. And identify the energy of gratitude. What does that feel like internally, through your organs, your muscles, all your tissues? And then externally, how do you emit that sensation? Is it bright? Is it light? And then you get to choose how long you stay in gratitude, how quickly you get out of lack. Just stay in gratitude. Maybe gratitude is something you need to work on lingering in. And then go ahead and let that go. And then come back to center and take 3 cleansing breaths to balance out. Inhale, breathe in through your nose, fill up your chest, your belly, all the way to your toes. And then exhale it out. 2 more times, breathe in. Maybe even fill up your shoulders, your backside body, all the way down to your heels. Exhale it out. And take another inhale, big, 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 big. Expand as much as you can. And then exhale, big open mouth, exhale, let it go. Let's just go through, recap what we've done, all the work that we've done. It's a ton of work. So on the left side, we went through all the emotions and the sensations of what anxiousness, impatience, sadness, jealousy, judgment, and lack would feel like. And on the right side, we cued calm, patience, joy, happiness for others, success, acceptance, and gratitude. And then we came back to the one you. So one more big breath in, fill up as much as you can. Big breath in. And then big sigh it out. Exhale out. All right, great job, you guys. The next exercise, I'm so proud of you. For those of you who hung in through that exercise, it is a challenging one. It's also, all these exercises and the meditations are quite my favorite, I have to say. But this one is the most challenging, I would say, but the most rewarding. So it really teaches you, again, and I can't say it enough, what serves you and the emotions that we carry. So emotions aren't bad things, they're cues to tell us, okay, what do we need to explore? What do we need to, further? What do we need to let go? What is ours and what is, maybe our parents, maybe our societal stuff. It depends on how far you want to get into it, but know that bringing awareness to your body and your mind together to name the feelings associated with the emotions is so rewarding for you as you go forward. And maybe you've done this exercise before, but I can only say that, when it comes around, it serves. And so this happens to be supposedly the Dalai Lama's one of his most favorite meditations. That's what was taught to me many, many moons ago when I was teaching meditation in Chicago. But certainly it's here as a tool on Trade Anchors for you to continue to explore if you want to come back to it. It's really, really a good exercise in building your muscle endurance for meditation and really being aware of how you present yourself at all times. All right, so the next exercise, and we have about 10 minutes, I wanted to really see if we can visualize market behavior as we, it was also taught many moons ago by my dad to compare the market to an elevator. And so it goes up, it goes down. And so it's a quick visualization connection in our minds because we're familiar with elevators and floors, right? So sometimes it's hard for us to recognize when the market's in a range, or when the market is moving in that dreaded creeping rally, or, you know, when the market is ready to just completely descend into a break. So I wanted to create visualizations for you to be able to actually visualize in your mind, so on paper and your mind. So let's just take some time. We've cleaned out all the emotions. We're here in balance, totally grounded, our feet on the floor. Now I'm going to take you in an elevator. And so let's imagine you walk into a building. Okay, so create your building. Maybe the building's your home. And in your home, you have a 20-floor elevator. Okay. So as you walk into the building and you see the elevator, you know, do all that you can to visualize the characteristics of this elevator. It's 20-floor building. And now you can see. Now maybe you're standing in front of the elevator just looking up to see the dings of the floors, or maybe you're actually in the elevator looking at the pad, seeing the floors. There's zero right or wrong here. This is just how you visualize and your creativity of your imagination, with the intention of experiencing a feeling associated to market momentum. Okay, so when the elevator climbs, we're going to visualize that the elevator has already gone up to 20 and it's come back to 10. So it's 50% pull back, right? So cue that in your brain. It's gone from 1 to 20 and down to 10. Okay. And then from 10, it's going to go to 14. So visualize the market going to 14. So from 10 to 14. And then it's going to come back to 12. And then extend the rally all the way up to 17. And then come back to 15. And then go back up to 20. Okay, and just notice the feeling. Right? So what I'm trying to create is this awareness of when you watch your charts and or your domes, you can feel the momentum as you picture this elevator extending, pulling back, extending, pulling back. You know, you can, like I said before, it's often termed as the dreaded creeping rally, because not often it does bolt up there, but not often as much as a breaking market, as a downtrend market flies down. So it's a little bit different. And what I'm teaching, trying to help you associate a feeling with the momentum and what you're looking at. And I'm not teaching you to speculate as to where it's going to go. I'm actually trying to teach you to be present enough to recognize, all right, I've seen it pull back to the 50% mark. It's holding at that 50% mark. It extends, it pulls back a little bit more. It extends, it pulls back a little bit more, and it extends. Okay. You can practice this. This is on the sheet, on the worksheet for today. And let's move further to the next type of market, which would be a range. So imagine, again, either you're standing outside the elevator looking at the numbers up top, or you're inside the elevator looking at the keypad. You're just going to feel the sensation of the numbers, the floors, going from 9 to 11. And it's just going from 9 to 11, back down to 9, back up to 11. And it just keeps going. And it's just, right? We're going to term this as your range market. So how does that make you feel? What sensations pop up? Right? That there's a rhythm to a range market. And can you notice as it's happening, right? Cue into that momentum. From 9 to 11, 11 to 9, 9 to 11, 11 to 9. And maybe you'll get a 9 to 12 and a 12 to 8, and then 8 to 12, and then 12 to 8, right? Before the market is ready to make a move. And possibly the market won't even move out of this range. You're waiting for it. And again, this is not, rather than teach you to speculate where the market's going, this is actually trying to help you focus in the moment to recognize exactly where the market is and be okay with that. As we clear that one away, there's the trend down, right? A downtrend market. And we're going to start from floor 10 to 1. Okay, so we're looking at 10, floor 10 to 1. And in a true downtrend market, it drops straight to 1. Oh, excuse me, all the way to 2. Sorry. All right, so it goes 10 all the way to 2, then bounces, but only to 5. But notice it's somewhat around a 50% pullback. And then from 5, it drops down to 3, and then further extends to 1. We'll do that again. So it starts at the 10th floor, drops all the way down to 2, hard. What does that feel like? Then bounces to 5, all the way down again to 3, and then extends to 1. And can you feel that? So kind of similar to what's happened today. And I specifically am speaking the S&Ps and NASDAQ. So what is that sensation in the body? Is it sinking? Is it heavy? Is it downward? Can you find those sensations within your body to cue you in the momentum to help support you in your better, your wiser, your 8+ trades? And so you guys can play around with that. If your eyes are still closed, I'm going to bring you back into your space. But let's take 3 breaths to start. So inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. 2 more times. Breathe in and exhale. 1 more time. Breathe in. Big open mouth exhale, full of gratitude for yourself for showing up today, for taking this session. Gratitude to you guys. Thank you so much. Let it go. Remember, you are the anchor. Everything else is the trade. You can open up your eyes, awaken your gaze. You can move around your hands, your ankles. You can stretch, reach your arms over your head, side to side. Does anybody have questions? We pretty much went the full session. It was a lot, like last week. I'm packing in a lot of information. Certainly DM me through the platform if you have any questions. You can reach out to me in my website, or excuse me, my email's on the website. And if there's any suggestions you guys want me to address some things, then certainly let me know. All right. What do you say, John? What do you think is a good time to be able to hold your breath at full exhale? Oh, well, I mean, I don't think of it. I think 30 seconds is a lot. I think more important to me than how long you hold your breath at full exhale is that you're absolutely able to consciously breathe when you're in front of your screens and or doing any type of activity that requires intent focus. Because quite often we're holding our breath. So if you are able to take an inhale and exhale and continue to work on extending your exhales, great. But more importantly, the inhale, exhale round is so more important than the extension. I think whatever you can do. But thanks for asking. Anybody else have any questions? Nope. Okay, our time is up. Thanks so much for joining. Stop. Very funny, Philly D. That's hilarious about crude. Well, I hope you're in on it. Delphine, you're most welcome. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Please, most important, thank yourselves for showing up. This is a lot of stuff. And, you know, quite often when we're done, I walk away and I'm like, oh, I just handed you so much information. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. So if you need anything, just DM me. Okay. All right. Have a good day, you guys. Take care. We'll see you next week.